Grouse Mountain Resorts is the #1 tourist destination in Vancouver. Young workers probably make up about 60% of our workforce. They are our most important workers because they're our frontline workers. We sort of looked at our operation, and our operation is quite unique from, any place down there that a young worker might be, and sort of came up with our own program that matched the product that we're selling, the activities that we host, and the questions that our workers had.
As a new employee here, we had a few days of training before we started working. First day is basically base orientation, mountaintop orientation, because here we have a really unique environment. Second day is customer service training, health and safety training. Within that, there's, you go through emergency procedures, there's slides, videos, all that sort of stuff.
Any tool, appliance, or... The workers get a health and safety handbook that they get to keep forever. But then with that is a checklist, and there are probably 20 or so elements on that checklist, and there's an element that's talked about, and beside that is a spot for an initial. And what we do is, as we go through the orientation, every item that's discussed, once it's finished, they have to initial after each one. And they're told at the beginning, don't initial if you don't understand, but if you don't understand, let me know, and we're going to talk about it until you understand.
They will start with some of the easier tasks. They will, here at Grouse Mountain, they typically will work with a crew.
I started off job shadowing. Someone who's senior in my position, basically showing you the ropes, how to use things properly, where everything's stored, why it's stored that way.
We do have forms to sign our employees off to document that they have been properly trained in a specific task, whether it be using a chainsaw or a brush cutter or driving a specific vehicle. We go through a checklist. We have the employee sign off on the specific points, and that is kept on file.
When you're developing a young worker program, you have to speak at the level of the young worker, right? They don't care about the legislation. They don't care what the occupational health and safety regulation says as it pertains to working at heights over 10 feet, It doesn't matter. So it just takes a bit of creativity and bringing the whole, the key messages into language and stuff that the young worker understands. When we do a health and safety orientation for our workers, it's not about doing that because we're obligated to do that because of legislation or whatever the case may be. We want to be leaders in health and safety, and we've done that. We've contributed health and safety guidelines and procedures to the ski industry in Western Canada as a whole, and we take a tremendous deal of pride in that.